8 passive-aggressive techniques women use when they're mad at their husbands.
Ooh, I love this one.
Is this something you can relate to?
I try to not be passive aggressive.
You go straight on aggressive? Full on aggressive?
No, I try to be...
You try to be pleasant, don't you?
I do. I try to be considerate and careful with my choice of words. And
but I mean, you've been through divorces.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously stuff has gone south.
Sure.
So maybe you've used some of these techniques and maybe don't even know it.
It's possible.
Or if
Give
not,
it to us.
If not, Ashley's face lit up when I told her the title of this list. So here's what we got. This is from the Huffington Post. They asked a bunch of married women, married female writers, what passive-aggressive techniques they use when they're mad at their husbands. Believe it or not, none of them said, what? I'm never passive-aggressive. Only Kat said that. So here's what we've got.
I didn't say that I'm never passive-aggressive. I said I try to not be passive-aggressive.
All right, here's what we've got. There are 8 best ways to get that sweet, slow, silent revenge. Number 1 says nodding yes to everything he says with a nasty half smile.
Absolutely.
I think I've seen that here at the workplace from you, Ashley.
I do. And I honestly don't try to be passive aggressive. I think sometimes I wear my heart on my sleeve and I'm trying not to lash out at people.
Right.
And so that's kind of how it comes off, is I'm trying really hard not to tear into you.
Yeah, there's sometimes where I'm just like, I'm biting my tongue too.
Yeah.
You don't need to be a woman to relate to this
and
one.
that kind of how it comes off.
Like if I could just start dropping bombs right now, but I'm just going to keep smiling and nodding.
Right.
And letting you know that I've got bombs. I'm not dropping them, but
Please
they're there.
go away.
Kat, anything on this one?
I don't know if I do that or not. I really don't.
Number 2, ordering takeout food for yourself and pretending you didn't think he'd want some too.
Oh, I haven't done that.
I've never done that.
I've been on the receiving end of this.
I think my husband has done it to me.
I've been on the receiving end of this one time, and I noticed. Got the point across. Like, oh, I see. We're fighting for ourselves now. Gotcha.
We actually had a big fight one time about French fries. I was like, you didn't give me French fries. And he's like, I didn't think you wanted French fries. I was like, who doesn't want French fries with their burger?
It's a very good point.
Because
I mean, that's just obvious.
I mean, yeah.
The fries
that
are
was
implied.
not passive aggressive. I was pretty aggressive
You're
about that one.
pretty aggressive? Yeah.
Ever been through this one, Kat?
I'm trying to think. I'm sure that I have. I haven't with Sean, but I'm sure that I have.
I remember the fight ended when she sent me a text that said, "There's Papa John's in the fridge. You can have some if you want." And then that was the fight was over.
That solved all the problems.
Number 3, this has not happened to me, but if it would, either one of, it could be relationship over. Number 3, getting ahead a few episodes on the show you're binge watching together.
Yeah, that's just wrong.
That's a huge. If I were to ever pull, that would be a very actively aggressive thing, not passively aggressive in my household. Like if I were to watch a few episodes of whatever show it is. I mean, it depends on but let's say Orange is the New Black comes, or God forbid Fuller House the next season comes out. If I were to just start, hey, I'm gonna jump ahead a few episodes. You can catch up when you get back. I wouldn't have a girlfriend when I got home. It wouldn't happen.
Right.
Have you, either one you been here?
What happens in my house is when my husband is watching ESPN and I tell him I'm going to start the show and he doesn't come in and watch it with me, that's it. That's your only chance.
I see. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, here's one thing that happens that annoys me. Okay, so she'll be like on Snapchat or social media or whatever. It's usually something that makes a lot of noise, which is why I know it's usually Snapchat. It's 10 seconds of an annoying video. And so it's like I'm starting the show. If you want to snap the first 15 minutes of it, that's fine, but I don't want to rewind and watch the first 15 minutes again.
Yeah.
And guess what happens? We watch the first 15 minutes twice. It drives me crazy. Can't you why and for goodness sake, I get why you want to watch your friends' snaps. Why do you want to watch Chanel West Coast snaps? Who cares? Like celebrity snaps?
Especially when there's something really good on TV.
Exactly. I know. That's what I'm saying. Kat, this one, anything?
I'm just watching your reaction to her Snapchat habit, and it's great.
Well, it's just why when we're about to start the show, like why is the first minute of the show like when the opening credits are on, you think like, oh, I got time to view 10 minutes of snaps? You got 60 seconds of snaps, tops. That's what you got for the opening credits of a show. That's what you got.
I'm kind of guilty of it too, though. I think that sometimes my brain just gets wrapped up in what I'm looking at, and then I lose focus on what's on the screen.
I think I'm relating to these more than Kat is.
What else you got?
Number 4, responding to every question with a question. For example, if he says, "What's for dinner?" you respond with, "I don't know. What is for dinner?"
What are you making? That's what I say.
Okay.
My answer
no
to
one's asking me that.
My
'cause they know
answer to dinner is usually, "What are you in the mood for?" Which is a question, but it's not a
passive aggressive
right.
question.
It's not a passive aggressive question.
See, that kind of drives me crazy when my family says, "What's for dinner?" Because I want them to say, "How can I help you?" Because how is that? Why is it always
Right.
my job to make you dinner?
Well, and when it's what's for dinner, that's not an
So they just quit asking me what's for dinner.
implication. That's not an implication for me to cook something necessarily, because I don't really do a lot of cooking. But it's more of, what are you in the mood for?
Yeah.
Kind of question. Although yesterday I got a message that said, "I picked up this and this. What else do we need for chicken and dumplings?" Which translates into, "You're making chicken and dumplings tonight for dinner," because
Well, I
I'm
hear
the
you
only
do
one.
make a mean chicken and dumpling.
I'm the only one in the house that makes the chicken and dumplings.
Okay.
So I did make those last night.
When I ask what's for dinner, I'm not asking like, what are you making for dinner? I'm saying, am I on my own for dinner, or are you cooking? It's kind of like my thing. Because if not, I'm going to make some SpaghettiOs. Or if you're going to make something tasty, I'll wait for that.
Do you ever make dinner for her?
No one wants that.
Do you ever
I buy dinner
for
Do you do
two?
buy dinner,
Yeah,
like go and get takeout or something?
If we get food, I mean, 90% of the time, that's how I contribute.
See, that's kind of what I do. Like I'll because Sean does most of the cooking. About once a week, maybe I will cook something, and then the rest of my contribution is, "Hey, I've got some extra cash, and I would love to take you out to dinner."
That's the way I feel too. It's like I make up for it by the dinners. Yeah. When we go out, I take care of it. So, but she did take me to the movies this weekend, so I'm not complaining.
That was nice. What else you got?
Number 5. Number 5 is hogging the entire comforter. Anyone want to jump in on this one?
As a passive-aggressive statement of
Here's
sorts?
the only way I can relate to this is it's not necessarily a passive-aggressive thing. It's just that I will have either a normal amount of comforter or a small amount of comforter and will be accused of hogging the comforter. And that's what drives me crazy.
So in my house, my husband sleeps in just his boxer briefs and like a sheet. I take 2 comforters, a blanket, and a sheet.
Yeah,
and
I
a
hate
heated
being
bed.
cold.
And so I'm really cold natured. And so I have to have, and so he actually will take the comforter and fold it over on top of me. So I kind of like have 7 blankets on me at any given time.
Okay.
And I'm okay with that. And so taking the covers isn't, that would do nothing. He'd be like, "Thank you."
Yeah,
No.
that hasn't been any kind of an issue. But I imagine this in a passive-aggressive way, though. This is more of like, we got in a fight, so screw you, I'm taking all the blankets.
Yeah, these are my blankets. You didn't.
Yeah.
I can't say that I'm guilty of doing that. I will say that I'm guilty of turning over and like rolling up into the little tight ball that says, "Don't put your arm around me.
Don't touch me.
Touch me." But really, all I really want you to
porcupine
do
ball.
at that point is to put your arm around me anyway.
These are from the Huffington Post, the 8 passive aggressive techniques women use when they're mad at their husbands. Number 6, slamming the doors. That doesn't really happen in my house.
No.
Ashley?
When I was younger, I had a bad habit of smashing things.
When
And
I was
the remote, whenever you throw it against the wall, it just
with men or with like family?
with men.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
No, I would never do that to my family.
But that was that.
My mom is scary.
Let me go ahead and tell you, Rob, that I grew up in a house where passive aggressive was the way that everything was handled. So, like Ashley, when I was younger, like when I was married to Elizabeth's dad, when I was 19 and 20, I was very passive aggressive. I have matured and I've grown and I've fought tooth and nail to let go of what I saw and how I was taught to handle things like that and to evolve into something healthier. So I tried very hard, like, to not be, but I mean, my mother used to throw things and she would yell and she would scream, and I used to throw things and yell and scream, and I don't do that anymore. It's not conducive to the life that I want to live.
Gotcha.
So, but that was how I was taught that you deal with things.
You used to throw things at me to deal with me, I remember.
Well, I still throw things at you. See, look,
Stop. Don't TP me. You almost knocked my water over. All right, we've got 2 more on this list of, what is this? 8 passive-aggressive techniques women are using when they're mad at their husbands. Number 7, responding to questions with a tone that's too polite. I can see Kat doing that.
A tone that's too polite? I guess I don't I would need an example. I guess I don't understand.
Why, yes, I'd be happy to give you an example, Kat.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Tone.
Yeah, just like that tone where you're over the top polite.
I also don't do that. I do not patronize. Because when I'm patronized, all I want to do is poke sharp things in somebody's eyes.
Okay. Ashley?
Or throw remotes.
I just got TP'd.
No, not really. I mean, I'm pretty direct, and especially with my husband, if he's angering me, he's going to know it.
Number 8, this one also super effective. This is the last one, mind you. And this is this might be the king of them all. 8 passive aggressive techniques women use when they're mad at their husband. It's not a ranked list, but if any of them, this is probably number 1. Walking around naked, but refusing to have sex.
What?
That's the last one.
I was thinking it was going to be saying I'm fine.
No,
fine.
I'm fine.
Well, that's probably like,
but just that word, I'm fine.
No, it's walking around naked but refusing to have sex. And for as men, we kind of like that sex thing. So it's kind of like, you don't let me smell the meal, but not let me, take a bite. You know what I mean?
You do know what FINE stands for, right?
What?
FINE. Effed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional.
Okay.
Well, that makes sense.
So every time you tell them, I'm fine, you're telling them that you're effed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional.
Well, I know Kat has said it before that she oftentimes will walk around naked, not even in a passive-aggressive way, but just that's where she's comfortable.
Well, I am not that that's where I'm comfortable, but I am comfortable enough with myself to do that. Obviously, I don't do that when other people's children are home.
Well, yeah.
Just hanging out.
Yeah, no.
Literally?
No. But I will certainly walk around the house, get out of the shower and walk to the bedroom without any clothes on or whatever if it's just me and Sean.
Will you ever
even if Elizabeth's there, Elizabeth has seen me naked more times than I can count. I used to not be able to go to the bathroom alone. You don't just wait, Rob. You don't get privacy to pee when you become a parent.
Nope.
And so, yeah.
And they take it really personal if you try to kick them out.
Yes.
Like,
I don't really care who watches me pee.
She used to come in and she would come in when I would go to take a shower, and she'd be like, do you want some company? And she'd camp out on the floor in the bathroom and talk to me while I was taking my shower. I mean, it's you get very used to being naked in front of other people after you've had children.
Yep.
So is this something that either one of you want to fess up to?
No, that's not really something
You don't use it as a bargaining
No.
chip?
No.
Okay. All right, then. I'll just tell you it works.